Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check it out. This is like a whole home solar generator. These things are awesome. I have reviewed a ton of different solar power packs, but never one quite of this size or capacity. The kit comes with 400 watts of portable solar. Of course, if you want to, you can add fixed panels and create basically a full off-grid system just using this, which is really incredible. These here are waterproof, obviously, and I'll open one up and show you how they work. But let's open up the big girl here. And this is one of their larger ones, really designed for either a off-grid cabin or a whole home setup, or maybe a large RV would also work well. And it come in, obviously, one very large package here, and there's a manual here. So the 3600 plus HomePower, and we'll get that, and we'll go through this here in a second. Looks like one very large charging cable, and a whole lot of packaging here. I will give them credit. This was really, really well packed. Like something as heavy as this, I was worried might get damaged in shipping. That was not the case at all. And really, that's all there is to set up. And we'll go ahead and get one of these out as well, just so you can see what you get when you order this thing. All right, first let's take a look at the solar array that you get. And it is a multi-panel fold out here. Get it unbuttoned here and show you what you got. It's pretty massive, and it has, flip this thing over, it has these stands that are just Velcroed to hold it in place. So you basically set it up like that and put out your legs here. So that's pretty cool. It's how that happens there. Now the main unit, which is a beast, no doubt about it, it does have wheels, and it has a portable roller, which I think is a really smart idea, because honestly carrying this box in here to do this was heavy. It's a beast. It's a beast. All right, so first of all, let's take a look at the solar panel here. It comes with this charging cables here. And so it does have different fittings for different styles. I appreciate that. And then this side plugs into the solar panel on here on the side on the back. And it's let's see how long that cable is. Looks like it's a pretty decent length here. Nice bright orange so you don't trip over it, hopefully. If I can get it open, there we go. Oh yeah. Ooh, I'd say 10 to 12 feet on that one, probably, yeah. On the side here, it also has a USB and a USB-C charging port direct, so you wouldn't have to even have it hooked up. You could charge directly off of that if you choose to. All right, Jackery Solar Saga 200 is the brand of this one. And yeah, plugs into a variety of different units. So Jackery makes obviously a bunch of different sizes of these things, this being one of their larger ones. And so you have the ability to use like the barrel plug, or a more like a, I can't even think of the name, like a Anderson, I think is the type. So 200 watts each of these. I've got two of them, so 400 watts total. 60 volts is the maximum system charging, 15 amps. It's class 2. It is waterproof. Pretty nice little piece of equipment. And it comes with like a quick setup guide here. I'll show you that as well. Just showing you, hey, how to plug it into the various units. We have some small, medium, and then extra large over here as well. But that's pretty simplistic. And then the big boy here, we do have, and I'll go into that right out of the gate. This is a really thick 15 amp 120 charging cord for this. So you can charge this off of house power, you can charge it off of solar power. Really, it's up to you. And then we have a manual here. Again, it has a quick point where it talks about, you know, it's actually, this is the same as the other one as far as, hey, how do I hook up my solar array to this stuff? And then the user's manual here is fairly in-depth. I'm sure it's multi-language, but Jackery HomePower 3600 Plus is the model on this one. And we'll get closer in here and take a good look at it, but I just want to cover the manual here real quick. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. Pretty much standard issue, but we'll get the camera closer in. I'll show it to you live. There's no need to go over this. Some things that I would like to note, there's the specs I was looking for. You can add batteries, external batteries to these. There's a proprietary plugs on the side here, so you can upgrade the amount of storage capacity that this thing has. Obviously at 3,600 watts, 7,200 max, this is gonna run pretty much everything you need short of an air conditioner, but it'll run a microwave and stuff like that. And so for an RV, probably a really good pick, or off-grid cabin, that kind of thing. 80 amp hour is the capacity of the battery that's built into this thing. 45 volts DC is max. And it is LiPo, weighs 77 pounds. No wonder I'm tired from carrying that thing in here. It's 6,000 cycles on a charge and discharge is what it's going to give you, which is pretty much standard operating. And honestly, from my understanding with lithium, most of them last a whole lot longer than that. I've never had one fail in any of the systems that I have going here, and I have a lot. You'll also notice I'm down here in the lower barn, the mower shop, and I'm down here because I'm going to be using this down here to power this stuff when I'm off grid. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. 4 AC outputs here is 120 volts, 20 amp max. And then we have the big one for an RV, 3,600 watts max. And so total is 3,600 watts rated, 72 surge, which is going to get you pretty much everything. It also has 200 watt max USB-Cs and 2 18 watt max USB-As. AC expansion port, 240 volts, 30 amps, 7,200 watts. And then DC expansion port, 36.4 volts to 50 volts, 100 amp max. Pretty cool. And it talks about charging temperatures. That's pretty standard. What I don't see in here, and I'll have to look at it, is the amount of time it would take to charge this off of the house outlet, right? So let me get the camera closer in right now, and we'll take a close-up look at this thing. We'll set it up outside in the sun, and I'll show you how it performs. Let's do it. All right, well, here we are up close, and as you can see, RV plug right here, 30 amp. 1, 2, 3, 4 regular 15 amp plugs, USB and USB-C. On the side here, that's where things get interesting. We can charge off of 2 separate solar panels, which we're going to do, allowing us 400 watts in. It has resets if it goes over, so it doesn't hurt anything. We have our 120 15 amp input right there. AC expansion port, that is if you want to add 220, and I probably will. And then DC expansion port, that's how we're adding batteries. So that's really nice. The back, some information on there, our little handle, and this other side here, nothing but cooling vents. So there you go. That's how it works. Let's go ahead and power it up and take a look at it. And there we are, 31% capacity. We have our input, our output. It is a nice color screen. And then, of course, if you want to turn on stuff like the solar, or I'm sorry, the USB sticks or the AC, there we go. And it gives you an idea over here, what's our output, how many hours it will last based off of the amount of wattage you're using and the state of charge that it has. And it does say 120 volts, 60 hertz for the US. So yeah, pretty simplistic as far as the controls go. The unit itself, fairly hard plastic case. I would say I wouldn't want to drop it because it weighs so much, it'd probably do some damage to it. But short of that, it seems that, it's got good rubberized wheels on the bottom, so it should be fine for holding up to stuff. For what we're going to be using, we're going to hook that right there up to the side. And then this right here will go to our solar array, and we'll start getting some power pushed in here. Getting ready to lose sunlight because we're actually getting ready to have a storm here, but we should be able to put a little bit of a charge on that. And then we can power up some stuff. Matter of fact, yeah, let's do that. Before we even take this outside, let me show you what kind of wattage and what kind of power you can expect out of this. I'm going to hook up a bench grinder. That's a fairly high draw electric motor, and we'll see how well it does with that. All right, so this here Vavor unit is really nice, but you'll see that thing will probably go past its rated capacity right off the gate here when I flip this on. Oh, it would help if I, of course, turned on the AC first. There we go. All right, so it's now ready. And when I flip this on, we'll take a close look at the watts. Okay, maxed out about 700, 750, and then running speed with no drag on it, 114. All right, we'll let that run for a few minutes. Let's hook something else to it and see if we can up that a little bit. All right, with that still running, let's add this. We got ourselves a little Mower vacuum cleaner, and this thing is 2.5 horsepower, so it's gonna draw a good amount. We'll go ahead and start that up, see what it does. All right, so between the two of those, we're really running about 900 watts. But let me try one more thing. I'm gonna turn this back on and then we'll flip that on so we see that startup current get a little higher. Now, of course, this thing can also charge and discharge simultaneously, which is really where it's at. Hook up a whole bunch of solar to this thing. During the daytime, you're probably just running off of solar, and then at nighttime, the battery, which is pretty significant on this unit, is gonna allow you to be able to power your equipment all night. All right, so I'm gonna turn this on first. About 775 watts. There we go, 15. Right, so we brought it up to 1500 watts. Had no problem at all with that. So basically, if you were gonna use this at a job site, the starting of electric tools and stuff like that would not be an issue. Can't imagine it be an issue anyway. It seems to be working just fine. Again, that's half the actual rated power, so we're still well within the tolerances, but just wanted to show that to you anyway. All right, let me get these out of the way, and I'm gonna pause the camera. We're gonna wheel this thing outside, and we are going to get it hooked up to some solar, and we'll just run it off of the 200 watts. We don't need to plug all 400 watts into it, although if it wasn't gonna rain, and tomorrow when it's not raining, I'll hook it up to both panels and charge this thing all the way up to full. All right, let's do it. All right, let's get this thing set up here. And it's got a little waterproof plug over here. Pull that off and you can get this in here. It also only goes in one way to make sure that you don't reverse polarity accidentally, which I have done, and that's not fun. In fact, we would call that tragic. All right, let's plug that in. And we should start to see, and I'll have to get the camera closer in here. I don't know how well it's gonna show, but cloudy. A light tree cover, and we're putting out about 140 watts out of a 200 watt panel. And it even gives us an idea how long at that rate it will take. So at 140 watts, it's gonna take me about 18 hours to fully recharge this. So double it with your 400 watts worth of panels, you cut it down to a 10-hour day. And of course, if there was actual sunlight here today, good sunlight, we would be in a whole lot quicker. Well, I'm gonna let it sit here for just a minute, and I'll let you know if there's anything else that I need to show you on this before I wrap it up. All right, hopefully y'all can see that. It's probably impossible, but in our kind of poor sunlight here, we're still putting out, and I'm blocking it with my body here right now. Actually, we've dropped down to about 125 watts. You're never actually going to get 200 watts out of a system like this, and solar panels. They're never 100% efficient. I mean, there are going to be some like perfect weather conditions that might get you that, but for the most part, this is, I would say 175 probably for these 200 watt panels would be good. So even in cloudy weather, they're doing fairly well. Yeah, I like it. And the panels are nice looking. And of course you can hook both of them in parallel with the additional spots you got over here. So I guess here's where we'll wrap this up. So you have your inputs that you can use here. And then also you've got your expansion port. So if you want to buy a second one of these units and a special cable, you link each of these together, and that creates a dual phase system. So you can run 220 off of it. And honestly, you're looking at 3,600, look at 7,200 watts at normal run efficiency, and 13,000 plus as a spike. So you'd be able to run a whole house nonstop off of this thing, honestly. And then your DC expansion port here, again, you can buy more cables to give you more reserve capacity if needed. Down there is where we plug in if you want to use house charging. This thing can also be used as a uninterruptible power supply. So if you have something super critical, perhaps a home server that you can't afford to have go offline, you can plug it into the wall and then operate it as you would a normal solar generator. And then when the power clicks off, it's automatically going to switch over to AC, onboard AC, as opposed to just pass through. Lastly, you can charge this off of 12 volts off your car. They didn't include a cable for that because it would take an awfully long time, but you hook up where the solar panel goes and you can hook right to that and plug that into a cigarette lighter outlet on your car, and you'll have some charging capacity there as well. It's the HomePower 3600 Plus. I am stoked to have had the opportunity to play with a Jackery product. They've been one of the original players here in the solar generator field, and I feel like they make some of the finest quality stuff there is. Certainly this is this is definitely higher quality. There's no doubt about it. And it's one of the most powerful systems I'm going to have. In future videos, you'll probably see this hanging out in the background because this is going to run the garage studio here. So that's where I do all my mower work. And we don't have an air conditioner down here or anything like that. So everything should run beautifully nonstop off of that. Planning on going to put the panels permanently or semi-permanently mounted up on the roof there. A little hard to see here as I back up, but it's got a decent slope. It just gets afternoon sun. It won't have full day sunlight, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. But I'll still should have enough time from 1 to 6, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. this thing gets sunlight. I guess that'll do it for today, my friends. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will certainly leave a link to where you can pick up both these solar arrays and the Jackery itself. Till next time, my friends, take care.